We're out at a house that Habitat for Humanity is building in Renton, Washington. And it's kind of, this particular part of the house is in the middle phase of construction. So we're going to show you a little bit about the house, and we'll probably talk some to the general manager and have him answer some questions about the work site at Habitat for Humanity and the volunteer program. Okay. So this is Doug, and he's the site manager for this work site. How many homes are going up here?
Eventually there's going to be 41 units here in this time.
Okay, and this particular unit is a...
This building is 3 houses altogether, so it's a multi-family construction. This unit in particular is a 2-bedroom floor plan.
Okay, and so right now we're standing in the kitchen.
Correct.
And this is the family room area?
Yep, family and dining.
Okay. So for the purposes of your activities that will be coming up in future lessons, where we're looking at perimeter and area and scaling, you can see the perimeter is all of these measurements along the edge of the rooms. And then for your area measurements on the wall, you're going to need to, for your estimating your paint, and you're going to need to subtract out the windows. But let's go take a look at the house. Okay, so Doug, just looking at this wall here and calculating the area, how much of this would all be sheetrocked and painted?
So eventually the whole thing from corner to corner would all have the wallboard on and be painted. That'd be pretty typical in new construction, that everything would get finish and before anything's installed. Whereas if you were working at your own house that's already been constructed, you probably wouldn't want to take the cabinets off the wall to paint around them, or to paint behind them. You just paint around everything. So.
Okay, so now we're in the family room, and why don't we go upstairs and see what the bedrooms look like? Okay, so what are we looking at up here?
So we're upstairs now. This is where both bedrooms are located. So one out here in front and one right here in the back. And in the center of the house, we have the bathroom. You can see the tub showers installed currently, and then the laundry room area.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question about when you're working daily. How do you guys use scaling on a daily basis?
There's always stuff to figure out. So when you're initially constructing the framing of the building, you're reading the plans, following all the dimensions, building it per plan, to figure out like how many sheets of OSB you're going to need, or for the walls, for the floor. You really have to kind of measure that out on plans, do a calculation based on the fact that the size of the sheets and how many you're going to need to get that material out here so you have something to build with.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about this house?
Yeah, so we're in a finished house now. So this will, the houses across the street will eventually look very similar to this. So when you're doing all this kind of finish work, the floors, the tile, these all coming in, the carpeting, all that stuff has to be figured out based on the square footage of how much material you're going to need. So you do a lot more calculating when you're in the interior phase, to continue that throughout the whole build process.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the families and their process of being involved in building the house?
Yeah, so Habitat for Humanity partners with lower income families. We're looking to give an opportunity for people with lower incomes to have an affordable housing solution. So there's this partnership that develops. The families come out, help build their house, their neighbor's house, any project we're working on. So they're certainly out contributing, get to learn a lot about the home building process. You just try to get the families out right at the very beginning, right as the house is getting started, and throughout the whole duration of the build.
Wow, okay. So Doug was talking about earlier how they paint everything. You can see that the cabinets are hanging up there on the wall, but before they hung the cabinets, that was part of their calculation when they were figuring out paint, because they did paint behind those cabinets. And you can see that if you look down on the floor, what type of a floor is this?
This is a wood laminate flooring.
Okay, so it's a wood laminate flooring, and then the rest of the house looks like it's carpeted.
Yeah, carpeting or vinyl, whatever it is.
Okay. This is beautiful. We've toured a house under construction and a finished house, and I was just talking to Doug about volunteer opportunities. And so why don't you tell us when kids want to come out and volunteer in the building process, what do they usually do?
Normally we get volunteers can sign up through our office because we want to get people on the schedule, know how many we have coming so we can have the work prepared and ready to go. If you're 16 or 17, you have to be coming out with your parent. 18 and over, that's the majority of our volunteers are able to come out and do whichever tasks we're doing on the construction site.